heart disease kills someone in America every 23 seconds. High blood pressure is often the culprit, which many times can be caused by too much sodium or salt in the diet. Now, research also links salt to things like cancer, diabetes, dementia, and kidney disease. According to Heather Jones, author of The Salt Solution, it can also make you fat.
You know, most people think about losing weight. They think about cutting fat. They think about cutting carbs. They think about cutting calories. They don't necessarily think about cutting salt, but they really should.
Brain scans show sodium triggers dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure, which can mean the more salt you eat, the more you want. Sodium also boosts insulin production, which can lead to weight gain, and salt increases thirst, which wouldn't be so bad if we turned to water, but statistics show most people reach for high-calorie drinks.
The government recommends consuming only 1,500 milligrams of salt a day, which is 2/3 of a teaspoon. Most Americans consume more than twice that amount. So where's all this salt coming from?
80% comes from processed foods. Salt helps preserve food and adds flavor. Just one serving of many canned soups, sauces, lunch meat, and many other packaged foods can contain way more than a full day's recommended amount of sodium.
I really wanted to make a change.
Like most Americans, Shannon Ferry loved salty foods, but was afraid of what they were doing to her.
My mom had triple bypass surgery at 44. My grandmother died at 45. So it's in my family history. So that's a big thing when I think about the foods that I eat.
She tried the Salt Solution Plan and has already lost 18 pounds and 11 inches.
Now, if you think you just can't live without salty foods, think again, because if you go without them for just a little while, you actually stop wanting them.
How does that happen? We can literally train our taste buds. Each one contains about 100 receptor cells, which only lives about 2 weeks and then is replaced. So for the first 2 weeks of the Salt Solution Plan, you cut out all sodium. Plus, during that time, you load up on foods like spinach, bananas, almonds, and milk, because they contain key minerals that cleanse the body of excess salt.
The minerals, sodium, magnesium, and calcium, potassium, all work together. And they work together to keep your body running the way it should. And we're getting way too much of one, way too much of the salt, and not near enough of the other three.
Living a low-salt lifestyle means long-term changes, fewer fast food stops, and making the effort to cook from home with non-processed ingredients and seasoning with spices other than salt.
I would take a Sunday afternoon and just look through the plan and just sort of plan out my lunches and breakfasts and just kind of get them all ready and prepare them ahead of time and just put them away in containers where I could just grab it right from the fridge.
When you do eat out, ask the chef to hold the salt and use other spices instead. When shopping, don't believe everything you read. Low sodium labels can be misleading, so look at the nutrition facts and do a little math. Every 100 grams of food should contain less than 120 milligrams of sodium. Sea salt is heavily marketed as a healthy alternative to table salt, and while it does contain some additional minerals, don't go overboard, because no matter what kind of salt, for good health, eat it in small doses. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
I can guarantee